Hello everyone, welcome to the world of software testing. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about three important points. So the first one will be how the clients awards their projects to the other organizations or the service-based companies. And also we'll discuss about the business requirement document, that is BRD, or it's also called as business requirement specification, BRS, and one more document, that is software requirement specification, that is the SRS document, and also the SR is also known as the software requirement document, that is SRD. And also it has two more names. First one is the functional requirement document and the functional requirement specification, FRD and FRS. And at the end also we'll discuss about the difference between SRS and BRS document, so which is the most important interview questions mostly asked in the interviews. So let's discuss about the workflow from client requirement till the project completion in a broader way. So you can see the first will be the client provides the client requirement, then the requirements are gathered by the business analyst, that is the face of the organization who gathers all the requirements from the client, and then based on the requirements he will create some document, that is BRS and SRS, and those will be provided to the technical team of the organization, that is development team and the testing team. So let's say for example the client ICICI Bank, they want to develop one application for their users to access the banking activities or the banking services, for example transfer of money to other person, pay their bills online. So what they will do, they approaches to the organizations which are mastered in such application or can develop the application for them within the budget set by the client. So definitely client have their specific requirement or the expectations, special functionalities they want for the application. So this requirement will be sent by the client to the business analyst of the organizations. So business analyst is the face for the organization who deals with the clients. So again here it's not guaranteed that client will aware or award their projects to only one client. So it can be based upon the negotiations, based on the budget, the reputation of the organization, and the past experience of the organization, and also many more factors are there while awarding the project. So then BA will understand all the requirements from the customer or the client and create one document, and that document is nothing but a business requirement specification, that is the BRS. So which is again a high level document and which only involves the high level requirement in a broader way. So here BA acts as a face to the client. So once the high level requirements are catched, then BA will prepare the software requirement specification, the SRS document, so in which the requirements are mentioned on a detailed level. So we'll discuss those in the further part of this lecture. So once the SRS document is prepared, it will be sent to the technical team, that is the development team who will work on the development of those requirements in the software. And once it's developed, the testing team will work on for the testing the developed application in parallel, release by release. So every release there will be some piece of code developed by the developers and that will be tested by the testing team. So in this way, after each release, the piece of code or an application goes to the production, that is the end user can use the actual developed application. So we'll cover complete testing in detail in further lectures. So now let's move on to BRS and SRS. So first one is the BRS, that is a business requirement specification or the business requirement document, BRD. So BRD or the BRS document contains all the customer requirement came from the client side. So it's obtained by gathering the client requirements. So BRS document is prepared by the business analyst of the organization who is the face to the client from the organization side. The BRS document contains all the high level requirement. The BRS document is an interface or a bridge between the client and the technical team. So here technical team means the development team plus the testing team. So overall, the BRS document includes the product goals, which are based on the stakeholders' specifications, the product users' expectations and need, the overall scope of the work, and all the mentioned features and functions, as well as usability and performance criteria. The usability and performance requirements will be there inside the BRS document, and any high level constraints that can impact the successful deployment. Again, this is the constraints are included in the BRS document. So this is the BRS document, and then once the BRS document is prepared, based on that there will be a preparation of SRS document. So SRS document is derived from the business requirement document. So again, SRS have multiple names. The first one is the SRS, that is software requirement specification, functional requirement specification, that is FRS, and the functional requirement document, that is FRD. The software requirements specification document is a document that describes what the software will do and how it will be expected to perform. So it also describes the functionality the product needs to fulfill all the stakeholders, business users needs. The SRS document is also prepared by business analyst or the system architect. The SRS document is derived from the business requirement document. So we already mentioned this. A software requirement specification includes in detail description of the software that will be developed. So let's see, overall SRS document includes the use cases, which we will discuss in the coming lectures in detail. What are the use cases? The reference screenshots or the snapshots of the particular functionality, the functional and non-functional criteria with functional flow diagrams are included in the SRS document. It also includes the references to the tables and diagrams to help you grasp all the product specifics. The SRS document basically keeps all the technical peoples, including development people, test engineers, on the same page, so that all the requirements in the document should be met and delivered to the client. So once after the completion of SRS document, BA sends it to the technical team, that is the development team and the testing team. So let's understand with the help of example the BRS and SRS. So BRS is basically in case of BRS we are basically focusing on what to develop in a broader way, and in SRS we are focusing on how to develop. So this is the detailed description will be there in the SRS. The requirement, so for example, let's say this is example multiplication of two numbers. So this is again a high level requirement, that is what to develop. So we just want to develop multiplication of two numbers functionality. Then in the SRS there will be a functional and non-functional requirement specifications. So we have functional and non-functional criteria mentioned in the SRS document. So let's say functional requirement specifications, first one will be the one output required. So after multiplication of two numbers there will be one output required, and then there will be a one operator will be used, that is a multiplication, and then two inputs are required. So we are giving the two inputs and getting the one output after the operation. So this is the functional criteria mentioned in the SRS document. The next is non-functional requirement specifications. The functionality should run on Windows, Linux, Mac OS operating system. So this is nothing but a compatibility testing we need to perform. Then for the dialog box need faint blue color. So this is basically usability testing the testing team will perform. Again, the multiplication should get completed within 0.1 second. So again, the performance testing will be there. So this is in detail will be mentioned in the SRS document. So now let's move on to the difference between the BRS and SRS document. So in case of BRS, as we already discussed, we are basically focuses on what to develop on a high level. So in case of SRS, we are basically focusing on how to develop. So each and every detailed description will be there in the SRS. So BRS covers all the type of requirements, but in the high level format. The SRS covers all the functional and non-functional requirements in the detailed format. So usually BRS is created by the business analyst who interacts with the client, and SRS usually it's created by the system architect who is the technical expert. Though in smaller companies the BA will create the SRS as well. So some companies do not create SRS there will be only BRS document in the detailed format. The BRS document is derived from the interactions with the client. The SRS document is obtained from the BRS document. It's derived from the BRS document. The BRS document may or may not contain the references of figures or tables, but the SRS document always includes references to figures and the tables. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please do subscribe our channel World of Software Testing and click on the bell icon to get notified for the latest updates. So thank you so much for watching.